What's up, upstanders? Listen, this nonsense about Trump and his administration deporting and man from El Salvador back to El Salvador by mistake is nonsense. And the story has been out for less than 24 hours, and the media is already out there buying the narrative. This was not a mistake. This was not some clerical order. When a judge tells you not to fly planes and you do it anyway, that's not a mistake. That's intentional. When you decide to round people up based on their tattoos, that's intentional, including someone who said he's not part of MS-13 or whatever the new name is, Tenderagua, excuse me, I'm a gay barber. Like, that's intentional. When someone has temporary protected status and you know that, and you take them anyway and lock them up and then put them on a plane, that's not a mistake. A mistake is I'm walking across the street and I bump into somebody. That's a mistake. A mistake is I forget to pay a parking ticket and they increase my fine. Like, that's a mistake. This is intentional from a Gestapo-style government that doesn't care about the status of anybody. That's a fact. This is what they want to do. When you have a policy like this, if this is not a mistake, why don't they release the names of all of the other people who they shipped off to El Salvador? I'll tell you why, because it's likely that they have several other stories like this. So we already have one guy who was a barber who they said was a gang member. We also have another guy, this man who's is a father of a disabled child and married to a U.S. citizen whose child is also a U.S. citizen who had temporary protected status to not go back to El Salvador because he would face different forms of repercussions in El Salvador. This is not a mistake. And then this idea of, oh, we made the mistake, but he has to stay there forever. We can't get him back. Seriously? You're paying this prison to house people that you send there. So you stop paying and you order them back. And as the president of El Salvador said, we'll take as many people as you want as long as you keep paying. So this idea of we can't get them back is also nonsense. I'm sure the government of El Salvador, knowing that more people might be coming, will be willing to strike a deal, Donald Trump's favorite thing he claims to love to do, to be able to get this man back to Maryland. And this is a sham. But I'm most disappointed in the media right now that are already giving the Trump administration the benefit of the doubt with this. They broke the law to do this. They ignored a judge's order to do this. They've evoked all other forms of, government secrecy acts or whatever to not have to give up these men. We now know about 2 of them. I want to know about the other 7 because, quite honestly, I doubt any of them were gang members. And I believe that probably most of them have some form of protective status. If I'm wrong, let me know. Let us know. Let the people know. Do not give this government the benefit of the doubt. They intentionally wanted to do this. Cruelty is the point. Cruelty is the point, which is why they ripped this Maryland father away from his wife and disabled child. And if we're going to keep giving this guy a pass, this guy was trying to recreate Nazi Germany, they're trying to relive whatever he considers the glory days of the Nazi regime and the kidnappings and the like, this is what it looks like. It is intentional. It's not an error. It's not a mistake because that man was never none of those individuals were never supposed to be there in the first place because they were supposed to get due process. They're supposed to, like this man got the first time, which led to the temporary protected status. That's when clerical errors can get made, when something happens in the due process. But this government, this man does not believe in that process. So call a thing a thing. Call it the truth. Call it what it is. And let's do more investigative research. I forget which news outlet broke this first. Commend the outlet for breaking this story. But this government doesn't make mistakes like this. Everything it does is intentional. And we need to keep doing the work to explore that and share that information. Peace.